Hey everybody, excuse the handheld camera here, but this thing is so huge that I really didn't want to reset everything up to film this part, so I'm just going to hand hold it. This is the carrying case that I made for this monster journal that I made for a dear friend of mine. This lady has asked me to make several journals for her, and I'm just so honored that I got to make this one because it's like a dream of hers, she said. So she sent me, this is a old pillowcase, and I reconstructed it to make this bag. You're gonna see my dirty house here, but that's okay. So there is a bag handle there. This is a hanky doll that was sent, and she does come off. She's just clipped on there. So let's take her off so that we can see this. This is an antique collar that was also sent to me. There were a few stains here that I could not get out, so they are now covered with buttons. It is attached to the front, and on this side, this is a fiddle, and this is from Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum. That's what this, let me just show you really quickly here. Look at that. Look at that big old thing. Yeah, we're going to go through that in a second here. All about Laura Ingalls Wilder, but this is from the museum, and it is a magnet, and it just pops right off and pops right back on. So let me try to get this out of here, and we are going to go through this together. All right, stick around, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to try to go through this big old book here. This is Laura. Whew, and the lady that wanted this said that this has just been a dream of hers, so the pressure was on, you know, to make the best book that I could. And I think it turned out really pretty. I'm so excited. However, I hope the camera's up far enough. She's chunky. She is very chunky. And this cover is an old placemat that she sent me, and I actually deconstructed it and then constructed it again to make the cover and the spine. This is a lace panel that I had. I'm sure I got it from one of my friends, so whoever gave it to me, thank you. It worked out great. And I had some older and old-looking lace just kind of laying around, and that's what I decorated the front with some buttons and some, that's an antique little piece of a bigger doily. And she is a 5-inch spine, which is huge, but thankfully I followed ReleaseTheCraftin's tutorial on how she did the suspended spine, and if I can get this open, that would be great, because then we could see what was inside of it. And that worked out so great for this. I was super excited, and I'll show you. Aha, look. She did this on the book that was the collaboration with all my friends. She did this kind of spine, and then she did a tutorial on it, which I watched. It was super easy to follow, and I will link that, of course, but the best part is that then it lays flat. Let me get her in focus here. So the lady that commissioned this, she does use her journals. So it was kind of important to me that it laid flat so that she could use it. So let's see, where am I at? There we go. Let's just dig in because this is going to take a little while. She sent me 2 packages full of stuff that she wanted me to try to incorporate into this. One was textiles, the cover, things like that, some old laces, some handmade, some hand-tatted laces. And the other was a lot of memorabilia from the Laura Ingalls Wilder Historic Society, which, did you know that was a thing? I did not until I got this huge package, and I loved it. Oh, it was so interesting. So anyway, there were tons and tons and tons of stuff. This is just part of the brochure that they have. So I just kind of put that on the front there with her little card. There's a picture of Laura when she's approximately 17 years old. And even the pen here is from the Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum. And let's kind of do this. I won't take out all the ephemera because there's a lot. And there might even be too much. But this first part here deals with a lot of her books. So this is a timeline of her history and her books. Here's a list of the series of books. This is a really cute little piece of a tea towel that Betty sent me. There's a little tuck here. Some pretty dyed paper. These were perfect. They came in the mail, in some Happy Mail from April, and they're just perfect. They're old recipe book pages. This is one of the pieces of the tattered lace, that she sent me. I love it. It's so pretty. I just happen to have this really old file card laying around, and it had an L on it, so that was perfect. And lots of stickers. I didn't do a whole lot of stamping in this one. It's mostly stickers. And it's just some fun stuff. There's a little bit of embossing. Really gorgeous picture there. Little canning jar. This could also be a tuck. This is some antique paper that I had. She also sent me some. So, and throughout there are also little Laura-isms in here. And so I cut those out. Those were in a calendar, and I cut them out, and not all of them, but several of them. So this is the middle of the first chapter. Signature. And I really like this. It reminded me of a nosegay, you know, like when you get married. And here, this is one of the cool little items that was sent to me. And this I just had laying around, so I used it and I put some glossy accents on where the buttons would be. This is part of a calendar page. I used most of the calendar page for something else, but I didn't want to throw away that picture. So I put that on there, and that is one of their houses that they lived in. And she wrote about her family, so I put that in there. And lots of little quilt images and things like that. Betty said, you know, she didn't really throw anything away. She was like a little junk journaler in that respect. And so, taking that as a cue, I didn't throw anything away either. So, all of the tea towels, even if I had just little scraps, I turned them into tags. And all of my scrap papers, of course. And this was just a scrap piece of fabric. That is the home of Charles and Carolyn when they were first married. And that is from the calendar. And inside here we have just a little mini, nothing fancy. There's a picture of Pa's fiddle. I don't know if that's paws fiddle, but you know what I mean. This was another one of those tea towels. Gorgeous. There's the lady herself. There's a little bit of history from the calendar. I used one side for something else, so that's another side of it. I put a lot of this kind of ephemera in here. This is from Gypsy Rose, or excuse me, not Gypsy Rose, Tsunami Rose. And because Laura was a school teacher at the ripe old age of 17. And that is the first signature. And this is some more of that tea towel. And again, I used all of it, and it's a little ratty right there. I think that just really adds to the look of it. And I just tucked some little things in here. That is a picture of Grandma and Grandpa, I believe. And that is just part of a greeting card. And there's another Laura-ism here. And this is an antique, part of an antique collar, lace collar that I had. And let's see if I can hold this like so. This is some old music paper that she sent me. This is part of the calendar, as you can see. This is the dugout site that's on the banks of Plum Creek. And this is, if you watch the TV show, Nellie Olson. She was the girl that everyone loved to hate. She was not a real person per se. She was based on 3 different people in Laura's life. And the reason I know that is because it says so right here in this card that was sent. Actually, some really fun things were included in that bundle there that I got sent. So there's a little tuck spot here. And again, I used all kinds of pieces and parts to decorate. I think it turned out really beautifully. This is some of the antique trim that I got sent. It is a little stained. It's old, so of course it will be. I did wash everything, but you know, that's just old age. Don't we all look different when we're old? This is a greeting card that I had. Okay, so this part I think is so much fun. Let me see if I can get this out of here. So this is just an envelope, right? And inside you will find a couple of little paper doll dresses. And they're so cute. These were from a paper doll book that was actually sent to me. And what I did was, there's Miss Laura. Hi. And she has a little magnet in her. And these are magnets. There's a little magnet on the back. So you can kind of play with her. Isn't that cute? I love her. All right. This is some more postcard. There's some ephemera in here. This is a bag that came from the Laura Ingalls Wilder Home and Museum, as you can see here. And I made a little, not really a shaker, but just a fun little card there. Lots of fun stickers from Shayna. Thank you, Shayna. There is Laura. There's the fiddle. I hope you can see this. It's so huge. I tried moving my camera up, but I don't know if that did a whole lot of good. This is the other side of the bag. Of course, there's a tuck here, and then you can tuck things inside. This just kind of represents the TV show that we all watched, I'm sure. I know we sure did. That is the home of Almanzo, and in the TV show, I don't know if this is true in real life, but she called him Manny or Manly because he was so good looking. And there's another one, another little booklet. That is Charles and Carolyn. Check out the beard on Charles. Dang, dude. Too funny. And again, it's just little pieces and parts. This one has some pictures, parts of the calendar, things like that in here. And I thought that those might be easier for her to take on her travels than this big honker book. Again, some more tea towel. And she also sent me this really pretty handmade huge doily that had holes in it. So I cut it apart and it is now trim, and you'll see it here and there. This is another greeting card that I had. Made a cute little pocket out of that. And here's some more of that tea towel. And this is some really pretty lace that I found. And you can make this into a pocket in the back as well. Not everything has something in it because, well, number one, this book is huge. And number two, she will fill it with her goodies, I am sure. And this, again, is just some of, that is an old book page that I had. And it's the old violin. That's why I put that in there. And that is another part, another page out of the calendar. In Walnut Grove. Gotta put that down now. Music paper. Some fun things here. This I have had for quite a while. They are real old newspaper clippings about quilts. So I threw those in there. That is the second signature. And she likes to have places to attach her own goodies. So that's what these are. These are those, we use them for fishing, little swivels. And I was just playing around and I had a whole bunch of scraps and I thought, wouldn't that be fun to make like a big old scrap card. So this is on a an older bride bingo card, and I just sewed a whole bunch of fun stuff on there, and I thought, well, that's kind of cute. So I just tucked that in here as well. And a mason jar full of butterflies. Who doesn't love that? There's some more of that old lace, that old trim. And this was a stencil that I got. It's a tree, and I thought, oh, that's kind of a cool little family tree kind of thing. I made the page with Distress ink. And then on the other side here, there is the family tree. Charles and Carolyn had 5 children. And Laura and Manny had 2, but only 1 survived. And she, their daughter, Rose, did get married, but she did not have any children. And here is I think this is the Life on the Farm. I thought that was so cute. And I found a whole bunch of cute little ephemera with typewriters and things on it. This is a copy of the family record that was in Charles's Bible. Typed out, of course, not in his handwriting. I got this cool page from April, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is perfect for this book. So in she went. The other side did not quite match, so I just decoupaged some scrap paper on there. This is Manny's sister, I believe. And this is a little photo frame, and the back pops out, and it stands up if you wanted it to. So that's what that is. There's some more Tsunami Rose ephemera pages. This is another old page that I had. It talks about cream and creamery. That just reminded me of something that they would have, you know, growing up on the farm, of course. Another nosegay, this time on vellum. Some pretty papers. And this is Grace and her husband. I think that's Grace. Might be Carrie. In any case, she's kind of a dour looking woman there. Is it true though that they had to like not smile because pictures took forever? I don't know if that's true or not. Here's just a little pocket with some fun farm things in there. And here is a copy, oh, well, there you go. It came off of one of the calendar pages, and that is Almanzo's grandparents, I think. And this is a Tsunami Rose page that I've had forever. I was going to use it for another project, and I never got around to it. So there's some little tags with pieces, parts, and scraps on them. And on this side, there's another little booklet that, again, I was going to use for something else and just never did. So it works perfect in here. And that goes right in there. This is a pocket with some more of that antique collar. There's another Laura-ism, I called them. And on this side, this opens up. And this is one of my favorite things ever. I was shopping not too long ago and found a huge bag of antique and ephemera. And this was in it. Oops. It's very delicate. It is a little torn, but it's still in really good shape. And it's Pike Smoking Tobacco, St. Louis, Missouri. That just made me think of Pa lighting up a pipe, you know. I just thought that was really, really cute. So that's why that's in there. I was so glad that that was in that ephemera package that I got for a little or nothing. There's some Tim Holtz paper. There's another typewriter ephemera piece that I had, and this has, these are Bible references that Laura had in her Bible that she kept by her bedside. You know, when you're sad, read this passage, etc., etc. And there's the other side of that creamery paper. There's a cute little picture of a couple going to get married. That could be Laura and Manny. And this, I believe, is a Tim Holtz thing, and it's, you know, school related. So I put quite a few little school related things in here. I thought that was kind of cute. Kind of looked like Ma and the girls in the kitchen, maybe. There's some more, let's see, she sent this piece and I had this piece of antique trim. So those are in there. And this is Rose. This is Laura's daughter. And I made a little frame for her. And if you pull that out, it still looks really pretty, I think. And this is actually just a postcard. But I put a little tab on it so that she could pop right into her new home right here. And it's easier if I'm not sitting funky like I am right now. Anyway, this is an antique, or not, I don't know if it's antique, but it's old, piece of quilt that she sent. And I made that into a pocket. And there's a tag, that's a Seven Gypsies, one of those architectures or whatever they're called. But I thought that was so cute because it's perfect for, you know, the theme of a little house on the prairie. So that goes in here, and it's starting to get so chunky. And this is a elocution, again, going with her teaching. This is a calendar page. It's just a fun page. There's another hook right here in the middle for whatever she may want. And there's a little library pocket here. We're getting on the chunky side on this side now. Let's see if I can bring her up. Some more vellum. Oh, I had this heart and I thought, what should I do with it? So I just sewed it onto a pretty thick doily, and I thought that was super cute. So there's a good idea for ya. Here's an old Rolodex card. This is an old paper bag, and it's just got some cards inside. There's some fun paper that I had. There's some more of that big doily. And on the back side, there was some more scrap paper that I had, so I just made a pocket there. And this is a greeting card from an artist that is local to Colorado, and it's eggs in a basket. So I thought that was sort of cute, so I tucked that in there. Plus, I supported a local artist. What do you think? And this is so cute. I totally did not mean to run across this on Pinterest, but I did. Something very similar to this. I couldn't make exactly what they made because you know how those Pinterest things are. You go to make one and it's completely different, but that is so cute. And that's just scraps that I had. Isn't that adorable? I love that. Love it, love it, love it. There's another piece of some of the tea towels. Those were so much fun to work with. And because they ravel, I just did a decorative stitch around them. I think it really added to them. And this is the middle of the 4th signature, and there's just some little fun things underneath the vellum here, just for grins. And this is another one of those old recipe sheets from April on this side, and then on this side there is Ma's Vanity Cake recipe. And there's just some fun little tags here. This is packaging that I just backed. 7 Gypsies, I want to say. And here's another Laura-ism there, and here's a little card in here. There's a little card here. There's a fun little collage here that I really just blatantly stole from Shayna, so thanks Shayna. And inside is a little crazy quilt type mini. Isn't that cute? And there's some fun little things in here too. And that is a Tim Holt saying that I just kind of stuck in there. If you want to find happiness, find gratitude. And there's a pretty little tuck here. There is some more antique trim. She's getting so chunky. I hope you guys are seeing this okay. And here is the last page of the 4th signature. And again, don't waste anything. So I made another envelope. And this is some math paper that I've had forever and ever. And I don't even know what any of this means. Canonical form. I don't math, so I don't know what that means. But anyway, that is the middle part of that huge doily that we've seen, like right back here. That is the middle part that I carefully cut out, and it was so cute. I could not stand to not use that somewhere, so I made a little tag out of it. I hope you like that. And, oh, and there's some more of it right there too. And then these are like Tim Holtz botanicals. I'm going to keep that out for now. This is some really pretty trim that she sent, and it was almost too pretty to use, but then again, you know, I can't not use it. Come on now. So I put some here and on the back of this signature. This is the last signature. And there's another calendar page. There's some fun pictures on the other side. That's why those are in there. There's some fun trim that I got from Dolly, I think. And a little die cut. Really fun. That is the envelope that went with the card that I had in the first signature, I think. There's another picture of Rose. That's a postcard. It just slides in there. I could have just stuck all the postcards in here, but that totally would have been cheating, you know? So I made some and tucked some other fun things in here too. And this is a little write-up about the historic home and museum. This is another antique piece of that stuff. Newspaper. Words are hard. Okay. This is so cute. It was like a half piece of a placemat or something, but it was so cute I had to do something with it. So you'll see the other side of it here soon. And that is also some packaging that I just backed with coffee dyed paper and turned into a little tag. And there's another calendar page. This is yet another smaller envelope that I made, and that folds all the way open. That's napkin decoupaged in there, and a couple of little tuck spots. So that, I will put that back in later. We're almost done. Thanks for hanging in there. All right, there is a Architectures pen nib there. Oh, and I forgot to show some of the other little charms, but there's a little heart charm there. Some little pieces and parts that you know, you just can't throw away. And this is, that is Almanzo and his sister. I won't take that out because I'll never get it back in. That is another antique book page that I had, and it just says drawing pictures. There's some little writing places back here for that. There's the other side of that half placemat, and I just attached that to a piece of scrap paper, put some scrap writing paper behind it. And this is Tsunami Rose ephemera that I thought was really cool. And there's a bookmark from her museum. That's some more of the beautiful trim that she sent. I'm trying to stay in frame. I'm so sorry. And this is, of course, the other bag. And I just tucked a few little things in here. Some more die cuts. Meet Laura. Some writing paper. Writing spots here. I love these vellum stickers. I'm so into them right now. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, we're at the end. And that's the other part of that beautiful trim that she sent, of course. But there we go. Oh my gosh, can we believe it? That is the end. I'm out of breath. I need my drink. Anyway, thanks for sticking through. I know this is going to be a bit of a long one, but this is a really big book. And gosh, Betty, I hope you like it. I'm going to send it off to you this week. All right, guys, we will talk to you later. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Bye.